Alright, budget magic time. Dark Dweller land destruction in modern. And one mountain. Alright, gotta ship it. Jeez. Well, this is slow. This is extremely slow. I mean, we can Molten Rain on turn 3 into Dwellers on turn 5, probably. I guess we'll keep it. We do not want Evolving Wilds. Alright, Mountain go. See what our opponent's up to. Urza's Tower. Alright, this could be good enough. Forest go. This seems like a good matchup for our land destruction. Ancient Stirrings. So if we draw a forest in the next 2 turns, this hand gets pretty crazy. Alright, there's a power plant and an expedition map. Dark Dweller. Well, let's Molten Rain the tower. Pass the turn. So we really want a forest here. If we... because they still have Tron if we don't draw one. Inferno Titan. Oh, man. They just have natural. Oh, they have natural Tron. And a Worm Coil. Well, we can fight through a Worm Coil potentially. Land? Oh my god. Evolving Wilds. Too slow, too slow. Drawing natural Tron was pretty bad for us. Oblivion Stone. Forest. Alright, crack Evolving Wilds. Get a forest. Forest. Now we get to Goblin Dark Dweller. And Molten Rain the tower. Opponent's going to crack Expedition Maps so I can get another tower. We are running them out of towers, though. Alright, opponent attacks with Worm Coil. We drop to 8. They drew a follow-up. Sylvan Scrying. Gets an Ayavugan Expedition Map. Well, we get to... oh, I guess we need to Acid Moss the tower. Gets another tower. 1, 2, so they are down to their very last tower. Which is good, but we're running out of land destruction. I think we need to chump Worm Coil this turn, unfortunately. Ancient Stirrings. Gets an Ulamog. Urza's Tower. Well, we get to Molten Rain the tower. Opponent's going to put a Fate counter on Worm Coil. Alright. But then we get to Goblin Dark Dwellers. Flash back Molten Rain. And hit a... well, Tron lands don't matter, so let's hit a forest. And now it's about figuring out how to survive this Worm Coil. Alright, we drop to 2. Arbor Elf is not bad. So we get to Inferno Titan. Hit our opponent for 3. And then we'll Arbor Elf. And then we'll attack with Dark Dweller. Opponent's down to 31. We're getting there. That quick Worm Coil was... they have Kozilek's Return. Ugh. Alright, that means we gotta block with our Inferno Titan, unfortunately. So we really would love to draw another Inferno Titan. Thragtusk would also be decent. They're never going to have Tron again, which is good news. But we have to draw something here, or we die to these worms. Ghost Quarter. And a land. Alright. Oh my goodness. That was a bit disappointing. Do we want anything against this deck? I guess Ancient Grudges are potentially good. Probably better than Dismembers. And maybe get rid of the Thrun doesn't seem all that relevant. Bring in a couple Grudges and try it like that. Alright, game 2 against Tron. Alright, we'll keep it. So we get to Turn one, let's turn one Utopia Sprawl on red. So if we draw land, we get to Stone Rain on turn 2. Opponent has Ancient Stirrings. So we just want to land here. Opponent gets Oblivion Stone. Come on, land. Land? Beast Within. Alright, so we gotta Arbor Elf and go, and hope we don't get blown out here. Really could have used that second land. Tower. And Sylvan Scrying. Gets our opponent another land. Urza's Mine. There's mana. Well, I think we're just going to go with Acid Moss here since it gets us another land. Kill the Urza's Tower. Get a forest. Play a forest. Pass the turn. Another Ancient Stirrings. Feel like we're pretty far ahead in this one. Chromatic Star is the card our opponent gets. Urza's Mine. And Relic. Alright. And exiles are Acid Moss. Beast Within. Alright, let's just go with Avalanche Riders. Kill the forest, I think. And then attack with both. Put our opponent down to 14. Because we don't want to get hit by Kozilek's Return in this situation. And I think we can keep them off of Tron. Chromatic Star. Cracks it to add green. And Chromatic Sphere. Alright, unfortunately we need to let our Avalanche Riders go. Wouldn't mind drawing another red source. Inferno Titan. So we could Inferno Titan, but I don't think we want to yet. I think instead what we got to do is tap, untap, tap, 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 and go with Molten Rain, the Urza's Mine. And then Beast Within the Power Plant. So our opponent's down to 0 lands. And we can kill that beast with Inferno Titan next turn. Opponent's going to crack Chromatic Star. And exiles Relic with Progenitus. So this is working out pretty well. This hand has been good. Alright, opponent gets in with the beast. Evolving Wilds. Alright, let's just play our Inferno Titan. I think we can let our opponent have 2 lands. Inferno Titan, kill the beast. Pass the turn. And next turn we could destroy both our opponent's lands again, kill the beast with Inferno Titan, and that would do it. Alright, so when we get to start destroying lands on turn 2, it goes pretty well. We'll run it back like this. Well, this isn't bad. Assuming they can't kill our birds. So, Tower Expedition Map. We go Forest into Birds. So if our bird survives, we're on the turn 2 land destruction plan. And it does. So we will just Molten Rain, since it's the harder to cast, kill the tower. Opponent gets a power plant. So we would like one more land. Birds works. So birds, forest, and kill the power plant. Next turn we can Dark Dwellers, get back Molten Rain, kill the tower. There's a Chromatic Sphere. And cracks it. And nothing. And another Dark Dwellers. Well, that's what we want to be doing. That's why we want Dark Dwellers in this deck. Dark Dwellers, get back Molten Rain, kill the tower. And yeah, this is how we want to be doing it. We can Dark Dwellers again next turn. Ancient Stirrings for our opponent. Plus, now we have a legitimate clock. Opponent gets another tower. Ooh, so we get to attack with Dark Dwellers. Then I think we're just actually going to... Yeah, we'll just Dark Dwellers again. Dark Dwellers, get the Stone Rain, kill the Urza's Mine, And I don't think our opponent can win from here. We can even kill another land next turn, and if we draw an untapped land, we just get to Inferno Titan for the literal win. Yeah, there it is. Sweet! Well, that was a dominating performance. Game 1 went rough, but seems good against Tron. Inferno Titan, the last 3 points of damage, and that was a dominating victory. Woo! We destroyed like 5 lands or something and just won really quick. Well, that was sweet. That was very sweet.